Hi everyone, this is Michael with the general reading for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and anyone watching for someone who has a dominant Leo placement. I do hope that this video finds you all well. We have quite a big month ahead of us for July. There are two eclipses, the solar eclipse on July 2nd and the lunar eclipse on the 16th and 17th. It's going to be quite a transformative month. I actually feel like this is going to be one of the most significant months of the year. We do also have we have 5 oppositions between Cancer and Capricorn, as well as 5 retrograde planets. So a lot of really intense energy is pulling at the collective right now. For you specifically, Leo, we have Mars actually entering your sign. Mercury is going to be retrograding in your sign as well on the 7th. It's going to be returning into Cancer for a little bit before it goes back direct on the 31st. So again, kind of really feeling that Mercury retrograde quite strongly in your day-to-day life, I would imagine. We do also have, with these two eclipses, the first one is going to actually be hitting you in your 12th house, and the second is going to be in your 6th house, respectively. So these are the houses of your spirituality and your daily routine. I do feel like there's going to be quite a big shakeup for you, Leo. Those 12th house eclipses are not fun. I'm a Virgo. I was dealing with all of the 12th house Leo eclipses, and they can be very... I don't want to freak you out, but they can be pretty dominated by loss or losing things. You may not lose them right around the eclipse, but you're going to see the big cracks of what needs to be let go. And it'll only be a matter of time before it leaves, or you let it go. You kind of release it. So release is a big theme with the 12th house eclipse, especially when it's a total eclipse. I think it's going to be quite dramatic. I'm very curious, especially with Mars. There's just a lot of intense energy for my Leos right now. Before we actually begin, I just want to share that I have the blog post for all the astrological information I'll be referencing throughout this video down below. I have links for general readings, or I'm sorry, personal readings, distance Reiki sessions, and donations for those of you who feel so called. I also have a Facebook page and social Instagram. Sorry, Mercury retrograde pre-shadow is already messing with me. But I have social media pages down below where I post updates, blogs, and I also have pick a card readings and collective card readings. I am going to be offering giveaways on this channel, so if you want to make sure you don't miss out on your chance to win a free reading or a free Reiki session with me, definitely hit subscribe and also follow me on all my social media. That way you'll get the announcement when I bring that out, and it'll be pretty soon, so keep that on your radar. I think that's pretty much it in terms of announcements. Before we begin, I always like to disclaim that these are general readings, meaning not all the messages that come forward are going to be meant for you specifically. It's up to your own intuition and discernment to figure out what applies to your own life and what should be left behind for someone else. Some of the energy may also come in the reverse, especially if you're cross-watching. So the other person, or an energy that shows up as another person, could actually be your own energy, or vice versa. And don't get too caught up on the gender or even the zodiac information behind the cards. It's just the most concise translation of that energy at this time. I do believe that is pretty much everything. I'm just going to tune into your energy now. I actually invite all of you viewers to do this with me. Kind of visualize that we are creating a web of light between each other and connecting to Source, asking for any wisdom or guidance for you at this time. All right, my Leos, let's see what is happening for you in coming into July 2019. What is happening for Leo coming into July 2019? And I do just want to disclaim or offer really quickly, if this video does not resonate with you, you are more than welcome to check out your other signs. So that could be Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. I have all the general readings for July on a playlist. And there's also love readings for the middle of June to the middle of July currently posted. So if you're interested in more your love life, you can definitely take a peek there as well. But I have some pretty big cards on the table that fell out for you. This is coming into July, so this may have been in June. This could even be referencing further out, which I actually feel like is pretty likely. Because with this eclipse cycle coming into play, I feel like the time frames that are coming up in the past and the future are going to be a bit wider. It's going to be referring more to the overall cycle. So I feel like in your day-to-day lives, you've been ending a lot of things. There's been a lot of closing off chapters with this Ten of Swords here. You might have been cutting people out of your life. Maybe family members, lovers, close friends, people who are very close to you. Could also be coworkers. People who are kind of part of your day-to-day life. And I definitely feel like there's kind of been this sense of bringing an end to something, almost like rock bottom. You kind of got to a really low point. And kind of the good news with this card is that this is the worst of it. The worst is behind you. And, you know, I do feel like you were working on figuring out what it is you really wanted with this Nine of Cups here, kind of showing up in the heart of the past. You may still have been achieving things. You may still have been, you know, having your wishes come true, doing the things you really wanted to do. But we do have this Three of Swords that shows up as well, which tells me that some of you were definitely cutting people off, or people were cutting you off, definitely changing up the people around you with this Three of Swords here, and a lot of heartache. I feel like a lot of you have been going through breakups or just dealing with abandonment issues, just really, really intense stuff, and you've kind of taken this time to really focus on yourself and focus on what makes you happy. Some of you may have actually manifested new partners or new relationships. That is possible. This can be like a wish come true. But with this surrounding energy, I'm getting this overall impression that it was actually a bit of a lonely time, you know, coming up into July. This is what's coming to the forefront now. This closure, this loss, losing people. Some of you may have also been dealing with some sort of injury with this Ten of Swords. Interesting. What is the animal wisdom for Leo coming into July? What is the animal wisdom? Let's see. Snake. Yeah, I definitely feel like there's been a lot of shedding again. I feel like, yeah, with this Nine of Cups here too, it seems like a lot of you have been really getting in touch with your creativity, kind of getting in touch with that potential inside of yourself. I feel like it's been kind of a spiritual time for you, really. Getting in touch with what brings you this life force, kundalini energy, especially with this Nine of Cups. What makes you happy? That's been such a big emphasis, really trying to figure out your own happiness amidst all this heartache. Interesting. So I'm actually very interested now to see what's going to be happening for you. I know that last eclipse was, we had the last Leo eclipse in January. There might have been a lot of loss that had happened then, a lot of shedding, a lot of heartache. Could have also been in the summer, August. That was also another Leo eclipse as well. I think it was like August 11th of 2018. Kind of pay attention around that time frame, what was going on. Something about that is coming to the forefront now. maybe a lesson, maybe a person. Could have been someone who you cut ties with because they're showing up now for some reason. Or maybe you're just thinking a lot about it. What are the messages for Leo coming into July? Interesting. What are the messages for Leo coming into July? This is the first half of July. Oops. Sorry, I dropped that 1 second. Interesting. So, I have the Daughter of Swords. Came out with the Son of Wands. And the Hierophant is also here too. A lot of different energies on the table. There might be a lot of people coming in. I could be seeing an air sign, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. Could also be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sag. I also have Hierophant, which is Taurus. Interesting. So this Daughter of Swords, this Page of Swords here, this tells me that I feel like there's a lot of movement for you in July, maybe a bit, a bit disorganized, which isn't super surprising. We do have this Mercury retrograde. It might be causing a bit of chaos in your day-to-day life. Things might be a bit scrambled. I feel like you're coming off very perceptive at this time. This is also kind of an energy you may be embodying if you're not dealing with an air sign, especially in a work situation or family situation. This could very well be you. This is someone who, they can be a bit careless with their words. They're very perceptive, but they might not be so good with being tactful about it. They might just be stating observation after observation, and it can be a bit much for some people, so that's something to kind of be mindful of, especially with all the stuff moving through Cancer. Sensitivity is going to be very, very high. So this may be someone who's kind of doing this to you, or you could be doing it to them. Might just be communication in general. But I feel like it's kind of a good time to just take a step back and observe here, like this owl. Especially with Mercury retrograde, especially with all of this happening in your 12th house. It's very much a contemplative time for you. I do feel like with this Son of Wands, some of you are definitely coming into a passionate encounter. Maybe someone from the past as well. We do have, with the Mercury retrograde, people coming in from the past. Could also be a lover with this conjunction with Venus happening on, I want to say the 16th, kind of in the middle of the month. Again, all of these dates are in the blog post if you're really interested in kind of getting a solid sense of what is happening when. But I feel like the Son of Wands, it's this passionate energy, kind of just chasing after whatever is exciting, whatever brings the most sense of purpose. I feel like there's a lot of movement for you, and it seems a little chaotic, to be honest. A bit disorganized, but I feel like it's also a little exciting in a way. But then we have the Hierophant card here. Some of you may be feeling a bit weighed down, especially by work or some sort of organization or group. There could also be talk of traditions, kind of old ways of doing things. I think you're really feeling this need to kind of connect to something spiritual here, especially with all the stuff happening in your 12th house. A lot of you are going to be seeking out counsel, or wanting to seek out counsel. Some people may be coming to you for that, but I actually feel like this is more your energy because there's so much movement and chaos for you. It seems like you're kind of seeking stability. You're seeking this seeking some sort of answer here. Some of you may very well, if you're involved with an air or a fire sign, or even a Taurus, there is also the potential that you are going to be talking about long-term commitments with them. There might be a commitment that's made. Maybe reviewing a relationship. But I feel like this is really quite a spiritual placement, actually, for you specifically. Just knowing what's going on for you this month. I feel like there's a lot of... there's a need to kind of go to someone else for advice right now. Could be an air sign, could be a fire sign. I'm not getting so much that sense, however. I feel like that's more just around you. It's almost like they're the ones making you seek out this advice. They're the ones kind of driving you crazy a little bit. Could be a Taurus that you're talking to. And I'm noticing at the bottom of the deck here, we do have this Six of Swords, you know, this moving up from the past, moving into this brighter future. I feel like you are kind of looking more long-term. You might be kind of trying to plan things. It's almost like you're looking for more traditional life. How do you get the things you want? The things that feel comfortable to you. Interesting. What are the animal cards for Leo? What's the animal wisdom for Leo coming into the first part of July? Or for the first part of July? There we go. Bear. Yeah, there's definitely a spiritual awakening happening for you. And I also feel like this is a message of resourcefulness. Bear is often associated with springtime, coming out of this hibernation, this spiritual awakening. But my personal interpretation of this card is actually making the most of the seasons. You know, Bear awakens during the spring, kind of starts off slow but steady. Pace kind of picks up, has more fun in the summer. Joy. Mating season. A creative time for sure. Fall becomes more of harvest, gathering resources, and then winter is hibernation, sleeping through the hard time. It's about following the energy. And I'm feeling like with all of the stuff that's happening with the eclipses and the retrogrades, there's going to be a lot of uncomfortable pacing. Some things are going to be going really, really fast and you're going to want them to slow down. Other things are going to be happening so slowly. But it's just important that you work with that movement. You use this wisely. Because if things are going really fast, use that to like propel yourself forward. If things are going really slow, use that to recharge. Use that time to recharge. Kind of got to work with the rhythms here. Alright, let's see. We're going to now look at the second half of July. Again, this could be going much further out. This could be going out into the next eclipse cycle for this specific read. This is just kind of where all of this energy is leading you. So it might not manifest right away. Keep that in mind. Could be pretty far out. Okay, interesting. Alright, so we have the Six of Cups, Ten of Wands, kind of heavy, and the Four of Cups. So, what I'm really feeling like, if there is someone who is very close to you that you cut ties with, kind of in the recent cycles, especially an air sign, you know, with this Ten of Swords coming into this air sign, there could be an air sign coming back. And I actually feel like you're going to be healing something with this person, with this energy. Especially if it's a family member or a lover, someone who's very close at one point. Again, someone you probably lived with or spent a lot of time with. I feel like you're going to be working on a lot of healing. I feel like you're going to be connecting to your roots in general. It might not even be your biological family. It could be you connecting with people who feel like your family, so soul family, kind of your tribe. I get the sense of healing. Whatever it is medically that's been going on too, for some of you, I do see that you are coming into healing. It's going to take some time. I don't feel like it's going to all happen. I definitely feel like it's a slow recovery, but you are getting there. With this Ten of Wands, this could actually, again, going back to this healing, it could be that you are overworking yourself. You're not giving yourself the time to heal. And I feel like there's definitely some sort of blockage here, emotionally. There's a lot of burden you're taking on. I gotta be honest. It seems like there's a lot of weight that you're carrying on your shoulders. I kind of see you doing that for some time. There may be a need to sort of drop or release some of these burdens, because I do feel like it's going to be slowing you down if you don't. It's going to be slowing the rest of your life down. I feel like you've really been focusing on what it is that makes you happy. And what it is that brings you passion. Could be another person, but this feels more personal, actually. And I'm seeing that whatever isn't contributing to your personal happiness for you, Leo, you're gonna really feel it. Like, as you're getting more in touch with what it is you care about, the things that are holding you back from that are gonna get heavier, if that makes any sense. And it's gonna become much clearer what you kind of need to release from this cycle. But I feel like it's more of a choice. I'm not feeling like this is so much something that's happening to you. I feel like it's a choice you're going to be able to make. And with this Four of Cups here, this is kind of an interesting card, because I feel like there's a blessing in disguise here. Could be kind of in this needing to release something, letting go of something. You are trying to hold on to the past, to what was. And I think this is coming from a place of not seeing the beauty, the blessings that are around you. You know, Four of Cups, the traditional art of this card, it's kind of like being stubborn, being ignorant to what is being handed to you, because you're still focused on Three Cups. You're not seeing this new offer coming in. What I like about this specific card here is that it's more this poverty mentality. When we talk about this lack of gratitude or this greediness, what that really is this poverty. It's this belief that there isn't enough of something at the core, and that's why you're hoarding something. This could kind of be your energy. This could also be the people you're talking to. Someone might be holding on to some things. They might be a bit stingy with you, especially if this is a Taurus. This could also just be you having been wounded in the past. You're going to have a hard time letting new people in. But I actually feel like this is kind of the energy around you. There's definitely a lot of burden, though, in your relationships. I would really start focusing on what you do have. And I hate the word gratitude a lot of the time, because as kids we're often sort of shamed with this, oh, you should be grateful for all of this. It's not really, I don't think that's really the spirit of gratitude. Like, this should, you should be punished into being grateful. I don't think that works. I don't think it works to punish ourselves or to force ourselves into it. But it is very beneficial to just take stock of things. You know, really count all the things that you do have, what is going right for you, because that does invite more blessings to come in. It does allow us to actually see what is coming in for us. We're not blind to it. I would actually kind of suggest some of you start doing a gratitude journal each day, and it doesn't need to be big stuff. It can even just be like, I like the chair I'm sitting in, it's really comfortable, or I had a really good cup of tea today, or I just had a nice conversation with my friend. Doesn't need to be big stuff. But what's really important is that you're retraining your brain, you're rewiring it to look for things that make it feel good. And I think that's going to kind of help you with this burden as well. But there really is a need for some of you to shed some stuff. And I think that's part of your healing here. This purging. What is the animal wisdom for Leo for the future? What is the animal wisdom for Leo for the future? Let's see. Sometimes it takes a minute, sorry. Why so quiet? What is the message for Leo? There we go. I was just gonna say this. I feel like some of you actually do need quiet. Some of you actually do need space to yourself. And it's octopus that came up. I do feel like some of you are dealing with this emotional vampire. I'm sorry I do this. I'm very Italian with the way I hold these cards sometimes. I do feel like a lot of you are dealing with an emotional vampire. Could potentially be this family member. Someone who doesn't have good boundaries. They might keep coming back into your life. There is a need to have distance from this person. Could also be you, to be honest. This card just kind of shows up when there's a balance that needs to be struck between closeness and boundaries. There's a difference between not having any boundaries and being close with someone. It's still important to maintain who you are. I really do feel like this is a family member. There's a wolf card here at the bottom of the deck. This feels like a family member for a lot of you, or someone who feels like family, someone who's part of the pack. Could be a lover. Very, very perceptive energy. I just feel like there's this need to distance yourself from this person. If there's someone around you who gives you this burden, they might be very manipulative. You might not even realize that they're doing this to you. It's really important that you are mindful of this, because there might be someone in your life who needs to be let go, because I feel like they're taking more. They're kind of spread out all over the place, too. A bit slippery in their own way. I actually do want to pull another card for this person. What's up with octopus? Why is octopus here? Oh, yep, that's clear. Interesting, yeah, some of you are dealing with, I'm feeling like this is a male energy, actually. Or masculine, very powerful, someone who seems very powerful. I have the Hermit and the Empress here. Again, could be a Taurus, could also be a Virgo. But I feel like the advice is this Hermit card here. Distancing yourself from this person, trusting your intuition, not letting your light be doused. They might not even be meaning to do this. They might be very well intentioned, but this feels like a person who's kind of sapping your energy, kind of draining you. It feels like this is someone you work pretty closely with. Like there's a lot of investment in this relationship, and it's almost like you're being asked to kind of let this go, or at least pull away, to not identify so strongly with it. Come into your own power here with this Emperor. I had a lot of cards fall out, but I feel like this is all kind of saying the same thing. Yeah. So those are all the messages I'm getting for you, Leo, at this time. I do hope that this was helpful. Again, you are more than welcome to check out some of the other videos if you want a more thorough picture, or this one just didn't resonate very strongly for you. I do also have links for personal readings and Reiki sessions in my description box down below. And if I don't work with you personally, I will see you all next time in the next video. Bye, everyone.